Mehta, and I'm here to share my experience of getting into the finals of Tata Steel Women of Metal Season 2, and I'll also guide you through the entire procedure of this program. I got to know about this program from my seniors. The year before, that is in 2017 Season 1, one of our seniors had qualified into the finals and she was among the top 10. So that is how I came to know about this program. Also, in the month of March, when the forms were out, they were circulated in all our WhatsApp groups. So that is how I came to know that now the form is out and I need to fill it. So the first step is filling the form, application form. It's fairly simple. It requires general details of yours. The only thing to keep in mind is that it requires a letter of recommendation from any two professors of the institute. So approach any professor who has taught you or who knows you, and I'm sure they'll be ready to write a letter of recommendation for you. So just attach it and fill in the entire form. You're done. That's step 1 of the program. After the forms were filled, we were communicated the second step of the program via email. So we got in a login ID and a password, and we were given a 2-day window in which we had to log in anytime and give the domain test. So the second step, that is the domain test. It is a test of your engineering technical knowledge. So it'll be according to your branch. So for example, my branch was electronics and communication engineering. So I got 20 minutes for 18 MCQ questions. All these MCQ questions were based on the curriculum that any second year EC student is supposed to know. What I can tell you about the domain test is that they expect you to know the basics, the technical basics of the chapters, of the subjects that you've studied till your 4th semester. So when I researched, when I looked back, when I searched the questions that came in my domain test, I found that there were a few questions that came in from past year GATE papers. So the best way I can tell you to prepare for this domain test is to first go through all the topics, all the chapters that you've studied, of the core chapters that you've studied till the 4th semester, and do make sure that you solve some GATE past year papers of those topics. Yeah, that should do. So there is no pattern of distribution of marks in the domain test. It's a simple 20-minute 18 question test, and it'll have questions from your domain of study, that is whatever your branch is. There is no specific distribution. I can tell you, as my branch is EC, and when all the people who had given the test compared, so there was no particular distribution of marks. Some of us got more questions of analog electronics, others got more questions of digital, and etc. etc. So I can't tell you any distribution of marks for the domain test. So the thing about being the top 25 percentile of your class, it's only applicable to the top 10 students. So you need to be in the top 25 percentile of your class to be eligible for the scholarship, which is given only to the top 10 students. So the top 50 students don't need to worry about this top 25 percentile thing. It's only applicable for the top 10 students, and those who make it to the top 25 percentile of the class can only get the scholarship amount which is associated with this Tata Steel Women of Metal program. After the declaration of the results of the top 50 students, we were allotted our projects or problem statements, you can say. We had no say in picking the projects. They were assigned to us randomly based on our branches or domain. The mail, which contained the problem statement for our project, also contained the name and contact details of a senior Tata Steel employee who was supposed to be our guide for the span of 2 months, who helped us solve the problem statement and come up with a decent solution. Initially, I contacted my guide through call because at the beginning I did not actually understand how I was supposed to solve the problem statement. But as I got a hang of it, slowly we moved to communicating via email and WhatsApp, because he just sent me documents that could be helpful for solving the project. And once in a while I would call him and let him know how I was faring in the project, what ideas I'd come up with. So you can use any means of interaction. You just can't visit him personally at his office. Other than that, whatever means of communication is suitable for you and your guide, you can use that, and I'm sure your guide will try his best to help you solve your project. From mid-May 2018 to mid-July 2018, in the span of about 2 months, through the help of the documents which my guide provided and searching the internet extensively, I came up with a solution to the problem statement that I was given, and I prepared a PowerPoint presentation. We was asked to do that as per some guidelines which you will get to know. And so yeah, after the PPT was ready, I showed it to my guide, and after his approval that it's all right, my solution was ready. So once the allotted time span for the completion of the project was over, we were asked to come down to XLRI Jamshedpur, where we had to present our solution in front of an esteemed panel of very senior Tata Steel employees. And they judged us based on that presentation, and including all branches, they came up with the top 10 students who had done exceptionally well in coming up with a solution or a suggestion to the given problem statement. And that is how they came with the list of the top 10 students. It was declared on the same day. My 3-day experience at Jamshedpur was really, really good. Like I said, on the first day, we presented our solutions at XLRI Jamshedpur in front of the first panel. On the second day, we were given a tour of the entire Tata Steel plant. Not the entire plant, but some parts of it. And it was really informative. On the third day, the top 10 selected students had to present the solutions again in front of a different, more senior panel. And on the basis of this presentation, they selected the top 3 students from the top 10 students. I did not make it to the top 3, but yet it was an amazing experience to be a part of that grand program. So the next question is relating to COVID-19. No one actually knows what's going to happen, but since the season 4 notifications are out, the application form is available. I am guessing that the season 4 will happen, and Tata Steel will recruit students through this program in this year as well. So don't worry about what's going to happen next. You prepare well for your domain test, and all the best.